Ruminating on a utility for a shared staircase as Tanis Jackson, living with my soulmate. Today is Thursday, 5 February 2026, and yes, this is the broaching soulmate residency / ruminating about surnames, where Jackson comes from my Michael. This is fast turnaround for one of these, per my perspective. So here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, ruminate about a utility for a shared staircase for living with my soulmate if my name were Tanis Jackson. So this is the curiosity around me kind of expanding what I said about the staircase has been communicated to me via the ether, and now the squirrels of the backyard being very frisky with each other, the western gray squirrels. So there we go. This is a very much a dedication to a living space, a shared living space, but just say, me and my Michael are very gender role, we very much support gender roles. So like I would say we're normative in that, like, I talk about menstruating on this channel, and I really support that, and I support good physiological health for women. That is kind of like gender normative, right? In the sense of like, oh, I uphold a high female standard for myself, and I do support that. So in that sense, my Michael Jackson and we are gender normative, gender role normative. And so this is one where this is a bit of a shared living space. However, I very much, and he very much, we very much enforce respect that he is in charge of the house. And as him kind of providing for me, there's a very much very strong backbone for each of us of he gets the house that he needs to survive, and perhaps I might be even the stronger of the two in terms of like actually enforcing that. Like, he gets what he wants, he gets what he wants, he gets what he needs to survive and thrive, and he's a very creative guy. You know, like if type A is the analytical and B is the creative, he's like a type B of B. Okay, he's the king of the creative. And so really making sure he has the house that he needs for him to be successful, and then adapting myself accordingly to making it our space, and then my space as applicable, but really being like, this is about a utility. Like I could almost make a case where the hers part of this is enforcing that it's a his and it's a ours, and so doing that through utility. And so the people are like, why did you choose a staircase? And so it's like, to those who call my Michael Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell had wings and flew. She was a fairy. My Michael is light-footed and still walks. Okay, he has legs. For clarity, this Tanis does not have Tinkerbell toes. Okay, so like he might like to go. So some people are creative in movement, and so they need to walk. They need to go on a walk, or some move in a particular way to help with the creative process. And so a staircase allows, depending on how the staircase is designed, allows for movement of a particular nature. And since my Michael is light-footed, meaning light on his feet, or can be, the staircase is a creative conduit. Okay, so he needs the staircase he needs, and I can run it like a cat, you know, like on my all fours. Okay, but like being respectful of like his process. So a utility for the staircase is a element of a creative conduit in which to be accepting of different forms of movement going up and down the stairs. Okay, some people think stairs are just to go up and down stairs, but this is the Jackson household, and in the Jackson household, that means one does not have to simply walk up and down the stairs. There's like other forms of movement, or you can vary how you walk up and down the stairs. And that's okay. That's not crazy. That's just the Jacksons, me, Tanis, and my Michael. There's that. I felt that was that. The curiosity, well, here's the expansion of that, me expanding on that, but also the it's true to us. This is a good pairing from that perspective. So that's ruminating on a utility for a shared staircase is Tanis Jackson, Living with My Soulmate.